These things don't happen by accident. It's the palace way of telling the world you've behaved so badly you've abrogated the right to bathe in the reflected glory of a big royal occasion. Harry couldn't wait to get away after the service, almost running into a waiting car outside the Abbey, paid for, like his security in the UK, by the British taxpayer, to speed him straight to Heathrow so he could fly back to California. We were assured this was all so he could see his son Archie on his 4th birthday party. Being the wonderfully caring father he is, unlike his own supposedly cold, cruel dad. But I've had 3 sons celebrate a 4th birthday, and trust me, by the time he got home, long after 9 p.m. young Archie will have been fast asleep. No, like everything else in Harry and Meghan's world, this was all performative self-serving PR nonsense. Gleefully spun by their regular fork-tongued lickspittles. I suspect the real reason he bailed early was because he knows his family hate him for what he's done to them and the institution they serve so dutifully, and as the polls show, the public has no time for him now, either, on either side of the Atlantic. Harry is not just persona non grata. He's also become his own worst nightmare, an utter irrelevance. The sad truth for him is that for all his attention-seeking antics before, during and after the coronation, nobody really cared whether he was there or not. The world's eyes were on his father the king, his stepmother, the queen, and his brother, the next king, his sister-in-law, the next queen, and their delightful young children. It was their images plastered over the Globe's newspaper front pages and their faces beamed out from all the TV coverage. It's them who represent the future. And when Charles and Camilla came out on the Buckingham Palace balcony to greet the roaring crowds on Saturday, Harry was nowhere to be seen and nobody gave a monkey's cuss that he was already boarding his flight. Meanwhile, William played a blinder the whole weekend, culminating in his short but magnificent speech at Windsor Castle concert on Sunday night. For just under 3 minutes, he paid heartfelt tribute to his father, evoking the memory of his grandmother Queen Elizabeth II, of whom he said, "I know she's up there, fondly keeping an eye on us. And she would be a very proud mother." William shared that pride, telling the crowd how his father had spent over 50 years dedicating himself to serving his country and the Commonwealth, warning of environmental risks to the planet long before it became cool to do so, and supporting over 1 million young, disadvantaged people with his brilliant Prince's Trust charity. Wonderfully joyous moment. Then came the zinger that took me right back to his steely "No, we're very much not a racist family" retort 2 years ago. And perhaps most importantly of all, William said, "My father has always understood that people of all faiths, all backgrounds, and all communities, deserve to be celebrated and supported. In other words, he's about as far from being a racist as any human being could possibly be." "Pa," William said, "we are all so proud of you." Then he ended by declaring, "I commit myself to serve you all, King, country, and Commonwealth. God save the King." And the crowd screamed back its vociferous support to him and his father. It was a wonderfully joyous moment of union between the 2 biggest stars of the royal firmament and their people. And it sent the firm message to the watching world: the monarchy's in safe hands with 2 people who, unlike Harry and Meghan, understand selfless royal duty and service, and that the institution's ability to survive and thrive depends on them bringing the public with them. This weekend was an absolute triumph for the real royals, and an unmitigated disaster for the bitter rabble-rousing renegades in Montecito. God save the King.